Well, welcome.
Welcome, everyone. So again, I'm Zoe,
I'm Eric
and
in Phoenix.
Phoenix is on Phoenix Cam. I love that you anchored, Eric, just the on pointness, the purposefulness of dogs in our life, and I don't think there are too many bigger teachers of unconditional loving on the planet. And I think that's why we fall in love. That's why they're such a huge part of our life. And so really taking advantage that unconditional loving isn't just something that dogs have, that really that is the truth of us. That is the opportunity that we have to awaken more fully inside ourselves. Just that loving that not only loves things when things are going our way, but truly can meet and embrace very challenging things and truly transform, maybe even alchemize a situation with this love, this unconditional loving. So we have a lot of information to get through today. It's definitely an ambitious task that we've set. And the information, first of all, is going to be in service to diving into this live experience today. Again, this workshop is mastering 3 habits for a life that you adore. And well, I'll start sharing the information and kind of anchoring where we are in the scheme of things with this. So, yes, Phoenix, oh my Lord, how adorable is he? Okay, so we are diving into habit 3 today. It is June 11th, and we're going to be diving into this habit not only just for information, but again for experience. So I'm going to be walking us through in a guided meditation kind of way. I just support you and encourage you in really allowing yourself to let go, feel, really get an experience of this. Care less about the information and more about your own experience, because that genuinely will be your biggest teacher. And next week, we're going to put it all together. We're going to kind of recap and really have a look at how can we support ourselves with some accountability and some other tools to really create an incredible life, this life that we truly do adore and love. So again, the 3 habits that we're playing with, and I do encourage us to see that we are here to play, to enjoy. You know, habits can be kind of a fucking a charged area.
Yeah.
You know, not eating well enough, not going to the gym, not getting enough sleep, through to some of the other negative vices. Habits can be a charged area of our life. So I just encourage us to play with these and to see that we're actually probably living them in beautiful ways, but we have an opportunity to deepen even more fully into them. So these are the 3 habits we're diving into. Today we're looking at how do we love our challenges. I think it was on Instagram this week that I shared love your challenges, loving our challenges. Maybe that's an oxymoron. I think for most people out there, that is an oxymoron. Why would we love and why would we embrace and have time and space for that that's going wrong, that's feeling wrong, that's challenging us? I do encourage us to see that this isn't a widely held belief. To really allow ourselves to get close to challenge, to feel our feelings, to really allow ourselves to use what I believe are spiritual gifts that we all have. We all have an ability to self-heal, and the more fully we allow that, the more courage, the more clarity, the greater direction we have in life. But this isn't for the faint of heart, right? And I just honor all of us for showing up for this intention of loving our challenges. So there's a little more information there, but what's most important to bottom line at this point is that we will be specifically learning how to love our challenges through a very simple 4-step healing model that I created over the last 10 years through working with clients, but mostly through working with myself. And again, we're going to give you some great information, but most importantly, the greatest teacher today is going to be in your own experience. So I'll talk a little bit about this at the end today, but the beautiful opportunity that you have is, are you willing to be open to creating a habitual practice of when your shit hits the fan, when things really don't feel great in your life? Can you allow yourself to make some time, make some space, and feel for healing? So you will need today an open heart, an open mind, but I am also encouraging us into this idea of having a self-healing book. So what I mean by that is just a notebook that is only used for expressing our feelings, giving a voice to the challenge, and learning how to dialogue with loving in a self-healing way. We're going to be walking through that today. The reason that I like to have a self-healing book that's a notebook that's just for this, well, number one, I believe it's important not to go back and reread this kind of stuff, and I actually burn. It's very freeing. We could shred or burn this book, but it's just another way of releasing and letting go. And I will say that it also has anchored a very real and safe space in my life when I'm not feeling great. I have the absolute gift of having a partner that I do this work with. Often when my shit does hit the fan and I'm not feeling great, I actually do ask Eric if he can hold for me, and we do this work together. But it is also so profound to actually have a place, a safe space that I can go to and just go, I can let it all hang out. No censoring needed. I can just really allow myself to feel and to clear. So you have this feeling for healing guide in the email, and I will ask that Melissa just pops it in the chat if she hasn't already. This PDF could be a lifeline for you in your life. This process has definitely not only been a lifeline for me, but it has helped me turn some really big challenges in my life into more love, more courage. It's helped me open to partnership. It's helped me make some really bold moves in my life. And so I just encourage you to use it however you're guided. So first, a little science and psychology to support us in seeing the value of feeling for healing, because I could definitely find a lot of people out there in the world that don't see a value in feeling our feelings, that there is only value in our mind, in our thinking, and emotions aren't to be seen and heard. Emotions are to be pushed down. Suck it up, toughen up, get your shit together, just move forward. And I don't think you would be here if you were not able to see at least a little the value of feeling, of being compassionate, of allowing our challenges to bring us closer to ourselves and to each other. I do love this quote from Jean Litt, who is an incredible coach, stand-up comic, friend, and she's been a participant in our Allowing.Love group programs for years. There is no greater feeling than healing, and we all get to put that to the test today.
You know, I really love that, and actually it moved me because, you know, there is such a, it's like a mini enlightenment for that part of us that needed that love, that healing. And there's such a, in my experience, there's such a release and like a coming home when we do the healing work of these parts that have been abandoned, rejected, withdrawn for whatever reason, often for protection. But it's so true that it's such a beautiful quote, because it's like, it's a coming home, it's a celebration. There's such a expansion in that. So anyway, I invite us all to have that today for the highest good.
Yeah, and I do just want to say thank you, Jean, for all that you bring to Allowing.Love. Very touching to me. Alrighty, so Brene Brown, as many of you may be aware, has really brought a lot of new research to the world over the last 10 years, and this premise that we cannot selectively numb emotions. When we numb the painful ones, we also numb the positive ones. So I just encourage us to all really take this in for a moment. right? If we are not feeling the challenging emotions, we're also then not able to feel the emotions that we really do want to feel closer to ourselves and to the people that we love. Joy, freedom, peace of mind. What an opportunity we have. So I do want to bottom line this very clearly, that I do not have time to feel every emotion that comes up. I wouldn't get anything done. I would just be giving a voice to my feelings and feeling my feelings all day. I'm a very emotional person. So I'm not saying that every single emotion, every time you feel out of balance, that the pathway forward is to take some time, some space, and feel them. That is not what I'm putting on the table. Sometimes we need to lift out of our emotions into our positivity, into our phoenix lumiere, into the amazingness that we have, into gratitude, into just doing what we need to do day to day. But I am putting on the table, because this is not honored on the planet, I believe at this time, that sometimes there is a great value in dropping into our emotion to clear and heal the source of the imbalanced emotion. I saw a psychological article not long ago about the value of wallowing. And I was just...
That's pretty cool.
I loved hearing that there is actually research being done that it's okay to actually feel. And obviously it went into the difference between wallowing in a, as if that's your whole life, right? You're just here to wallow, but giving ourselves a little bit of time to feel our pain, to feel our hurt is really on point. And what we're diving into today. I love this quote from Pema Chodron. She's a Buddhist monk and a phenomenal author. I recommend her work more highly. This quote: rather than letting our negativity get the better of us, we could acknowledge that right now we feel like a piece of shit and not be squeamish about taking a good look. So this is my recommendation for when to lift and jump out of emotion versus, okay, maybe it is time to really take a bit of a look at what's getting me down. Let's make some time and space for feeling, for healing. So when the emotion is big and it's hard to do anything else, instead of going to that glass of wine or that TV or one of the many things that we all do to numb, doesn't make us a bad person, it makes us human. But sometimes when it's just really big and hard to focus on anything else, that really is the time to do this work. When our emotion is irrational, for those on a spiritual path, maybe you will be able to relate to this. When our emotional reaction is irrational, it's the greatest trigger that there is karma that's up. There is a learning piece of our curriculum that is up and in our consciousness. So when, maybe a friend doesn't text us back or something very inconsequential happens, but all of a sudden it's almost like you're hitting the gut and you're really fucking out of balance. Oh my Lord, this is a great time to dive into your feelings, because there is a great payoff available in these moments. And thirdly, when it just keeps repeating, if you're a human being, you will have chosen out of feeling your feelings. And if there is a big value that's available for you, they will keep coming back.
Yes.
Usually it takes me a few days to ignore, keep distracting myself before I'm going, oh, okay, yeah, there is a part of me that feels small. There is a part of me that feels like a failure, that there is something within that's really demanding my attention. So if a particular feeling does continue to come up, repeat, please take some time and dive into it. So, yes.
And that's really, the love of source, spirit, whatever you want to call it, that we'll get continued opportunities to love ourselves, to heal, and that gift will keep on giving until we do it. So to me, that's the greatest opportunity. And also sometimes it's like, oh man, I got to deal with it again and again, but it really is for us. So anyway, here we go.
So powerfully. So let's dive in. Habit 3, just a little bit of more information. So not allowing ourselves to feel, to be present and connected with ourselves in times of challenge These are some of the things that we do now know happens. We do stop feeling connected to ourselves and others. We start to live from our head and from our conditioning, our coping mechanisms, rather than from living who we are, right? From that love, from that unconditional loving that is Phoenix, that is you, that loving that also comes with an intuitive gut response. When we shut down our feelings, we protect ourselves and we actually disconnect from that life force, from that pure love that we are within. And this is serious. I don't mean to put this out there like some kind of threat, but when we're not feeling our feelings, we are repressing this energy that does create disease. And this is a new area of science. There is a lot of debate about this right now. If you're interested, the movie Emotion is an incredible compilation of current leaders in this field and how they believe not feeling our feelings causes disease. And so this is from Dr. Darren Weissman. At the core of every symptom, every stress, every disease are emotions that are buried into our subconscious mind. So consider that our emotions, when they come up, when they're moving from being repressed, or when they're coming up in the present moment, that we have a profound opportunity to heal and to clear and to actually get a lot healthier. There are just so many great reasons to do this work. We don't have time in this format to really go into this, but I did just want to put in a bit of a plug for the role of anger. So it's psychologically understood and agreed upon that anger is a protection, a coping mechanism that is trying to keep us away from feeling hurt, sadness, or some deeper emotion. In saying that, sometimes anger has to be expressed for a period of time before we then are able to be aware of, oh wow, yeah, I do feel sad, I do feel hurt. But I'm just putting on the table that in doing this work, if anger is your go-to emotion, whenever you feel your feelings, the dominant feeling that you have is anger, I'm just encouraging you to be open that there may be deeper emotions underneath. And as you continue to express, you can work this process with anger. Be aware that deeper emotions of hurt, pain, and sadness really are going to be where the greater clearing and healing will be found. One of my favorite quotes, and huge kudos to my professors through my Masters of Spiritual Psychology, Doctors Mary and Ron Hulnick. This quote, "Your challenges aren't in the way, they are the way." Learning to use our challenges is healing and creative. So this is just my experience. The more we allow ourselves to use our challenges, we do receive more love, more compassion, more energy for life. We actually, and metaphysically, we know this now, that if we're moving from repressing an energy, maybe some grief from an unresolved moment earlier in your life is coming up, that is energy that's now free to be used for action. It's a profound gift to be able to really do this work. And even the Heart Math Institute have started to do research with EKG machines where in doing this work, we're actually able to see that part of our brain that's responsible for a greater clarity or intuitive sense, after healing, it is heightened. So as we heal and clear, there's a great opportunity for us to be aware of what intuition, what clear information comes in, and of course, greater connection. We're not going to create a loving relationship with ourselves or our loved ones through only doing what's shiny and feels good. We actually create real love and real connection through loving ourselves and each other through challenges. I hope I'm not speaking too quickly, but there is just a lot that I want to get in this very short period of time. So this is the overview of feeling for healing, and we can remember it over time and start to do it on our own simply by using the acronym FEEL. So this is what we're going to be diving into right now. We're going to be diving into this practice of first, feeling your feelings. I think it's wild just how actually very challenging that is. We'll dive into that in a little bit. Then E, embrace your feelings, accept them. Maybe look at how are you resisting them or trying to shove them under the carpet. How can we actually move into acceptance, allowing, embrace them, make time and space for them? Then E, express your feelings. How can we give them a voice? How can we let that energy start to move? How can we express that, honor that, move that through our consciousness? And then L, love your feelings. How can you, like your mother perhaps picked you up when you were a child, when you were feeling shitty? Did she come and pick you up and give you a huge hug, really give you what you needed? That is what's healing. That really is what helps to change our neurology, change those neurological pathways. It sounds so fucking woo-woo, but it is love, that healing, and we have proof of that now with EKG machines and what happens at our heart center. Please be open that it is loving yourself in these moments of challenge that truly has the power to rewire your brain and clear your negative patterns, clear your conditioning.
I just want to mention often there may come up things that we resist in terms of feeling because we do have judgments about feelings. So I do encourage us, either after this or in the future, you might notice, how do you feel about feelings in general? Is there beliefs that I shouldn't feel bad, I shouldn't feel anger, I shouldn't feel sad, I shouldn't feel good? And often it's because we have a belief of, well, if I feel that way, I'm not good. Or if I feel angry, I'm bad. I'm a bad person. If I feel sad, my life isn't good. And so we have these really subtle belief structures. So I just encourage us, if anything comes up like that, or resistance to feeling in general, that there's a tool called self-forgiveness. I don't know if we talk about it a lot. We will talk about it today. So I encourage us to check that out in terms of just our relationship to feelings in general.
Yes.
There's some deep stuff usually about that. And the whole world, I think, has that, right? Who wants to feel their feelings? Like, I'm obviously got nothing together if I feel bad or something like that. It does feel like that.
Yeah, and we don't have the time. It's not part of our scope today,
Correct.
But Gabor Mate has actually started putting some profound, a perspective on the planet that's been incredibly helpful. And that is that not one of us, no human being gets raised in a family where all emotions, all authentic expression is honored, is welcomed, is loved. So you may have had not a very fun childhood, and you may have received it very overtly. Don't cry, suck it up, don't be a bird, don't have needs.
Yeah.
You are to be hidden, if our parents aren't, and who these days is completely, has unlimited time and love for every situation, right? Our parents were also human beings and had challenges. So in so many ways, it's understandable that we learned in our childhood not to feel, not to cry, not to take up space, not to be angry, basically not to do anything except be the good little boy and girl that we were encouraged to be. It's not against our parents. We're all in this adventure together. But it really is valuable to see that all of us receive that message that it's not okay to feel. And so this really is life-changing and incredibly healing.